This is the ultimate trifecta here for me personally. Dinner, drinks, and golf. What more could you really ask for, right? Well, Cardinals legend Larry Fitzgerald is hosting a two-day fundraising event to support a cause that is very important to him, breast cancer awareness.
Those three plus Larry Fitzgerald.
Of course,
perfect
right?
combination there. Meanwhile, Team 12's Mark Curtis and Caribe Divine are hosting tonight's event over at the Westin Kierland in Scottsdale. So they're not here, but they're there. We're getting a chance to hang out with them as well. Guys, how's it going?
Oh, it's looking great out here, guys. Two organizations coming together for a very important cause. The American Cancer Society, the Larry Fitzgerald Foundation, joining forces to stop cancer in its tracks. And tonight, as you mentioned, Mark and I will be emceeing tonight's fundraiser. It's going to be a night full of food and music, but most importantly, the hard work of raising money for a cause that really just has affected so many people, including our very own former Arizona Cardinals, Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, Fitz lost his mom to breast cancer, and it's become a cause near and dear to his heart for many years. And I had a chance to sit down with him recently and ask him why he felt it was so important to get involved in this. If I were in your shoes, it would mean so much to me. It isn't just about what the athlete does on the field. It's how they ingrain themselves in the community and how they helped lift their community. And that, I'm sure, knowing you as well as I do, is so important to you.
Well, absolutely. That has to be a part of your ethos. I mean, you're brought to the city, right? I came to Arizona because I was brought here for work. But, I live here. My children were born here. This is home for me now. And that's why I'm so excited about our relationship with the American Cancer Society, joining forces with them. They raise hundreds of millions of dollars that really goes to fighting a disease that has devastated my family. Took my mother's life. It's affected two of my mother's sisters. It's really touched my life in a way that I wish it hadn't, but it's opened my eyes to how devastating it can be, and it's made me more aware, and it's made me more proactive, and also, my hands are firmly on the wheel of doing everything I can in my power to eradicate this disease.
Larry, we were talking about your involvement with the American Cancer Society. Talk about the goal and the mission of your involvement here.
Well, I mean, initially when I started the foundation, all I could ever think about is, the pain that my family felt and how I could alleviate that stress on people that, especially in my community. And so when we launched it, in 2005, I would have never envisioned that we would get to the place where we are now, where we're teaming with, the American Cancer Society. It's something that I was elated about when the opportunity presented itself, and finding new and creative ways where we can work together is one of the reasons we launched on the 1st of November our Breast Believe campaign, which is an evergreen campaign where we're going to, provide, mobile mammograms and things of that nature for people who are in need.
And I know, because we talk about it all the time here on 12, the importance of women to be their own advocates and do a breast self-exam monthly and to detect things that way. And so many women are saved because they detect something on their own.
It is extremely important to do self-evaluation, but not only for women to do it, but for men as well. Breast cancer in men has really risen over the last few years, and so, men, if you're listening, I would encourage you to do the same thing.
Gotta love Larry Fitzgerald. Guys, coming up in a couple of minutes, Larry Fitzgerald never really officially retired. Why not? Also, how he knew when it was time to walk away. We'll have that and much more with Larry coming up later in the 6 o'clock hour.
Yeah, but in the meantime, you and I will be getting ready to
Yes.
host this event. Yeah, it's going to be a fun night. They have Chef James Porter. He's going to be providing some delicious cuisine from the Terra Farm and Manor, which is up in the high country. And then they have Fosterson Music Collection, which will be providing the entertainment. So it's going to be a fun night out here. Everything kicks off at 7 o'clock. Guys, we are live out here from the Westin Kierland. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, you're going to crush it. Thanks so much, Mark and Caribe.